Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to the 12 days of Christmas. Today it's day 5 and I'm going to be doing a 12 by 12 layout. I'm also going to be scrap lifting my very good friend Moira, and you can see her layout to the top left of the screen. So I pulled out the mix in coordinating paper pack from Close to My Heart, and these papers coordinate really well with the Holly Jolly scrapbook kit and the Cedar and Pine scrapbook kit. And I'm going to be using, I believe, 2 pattern papers out of this coordinating mix in pack, and I am going to be using it together with elements from this Cedar and Pine scrapbooking kit today. So you can see Moira matted her layout on a pattern paper, and this is what I decided to do with this pattern paper here, but then I changed my mind and went with white instead. But later on in this process, you'll see I do double mat my layout. Now, this white piece of paper here is from one of the layouts from the Cedar and Pine kit, and I went ahead and changed up the layout design, so I ended up not using it. But here I'm going to use it as a white outer edge as my mat for my pink pattern paper and my layout. So I removed about a 1/2 inch off each side of that pink pattern paper, and there I adhered it to the white paper. So now I have a 12 by 12 layout in front of me. And on Moira's design, she added in these beautiful stars in white, and that's what I'm going to be doing here as well. And that stencil is from Paige Evans, and I love that stencil. And you can see here, at first I had 2 photos I was going to add to this layout, but later on I do decide just to go with 1 photo instead. Now I'm just adding in the stars where I think they will peek out behind my photo and other elements. I'm not adding it to the entire background. And after adding in the white, I decided I wanted a little pop. So I decided to go in with this blue bunny, bow bunny gold stencil paste and add little bits of it here and there to those clusters of white stars that I already have on my background. Now the photo that I'm documenting today is of my daughter, and I think this photo is so cute. She's there peeking in at the Care Bear that she got on her very first Christmas, and this photo was taken back in 2005. So here I'm gonna go ahead and mat my layout once again on the striped paper, and I'm gonna gut it because I'm gonna use the center part of it to create a strip to go behind my photo. Now I am a Close to My Heart consultant, so if you do not already have a consultant that you work with and would like to get any of these items yourself, I will have all of my supplies listed in my description box, and I do appreciate any purchases you make through my links. So here I'm also going to use a strip of this glacier paper behind my photo, but I'm going to gut it before I cut into that 12 by 12 size. I will save the outer edge to possibly use as a mat on a future layout. So you can see here I tore the edge of that striped paper. And on Moira's design, she matted her photo twice on the same pattern paper, I believe. So I'm going to do the same, but I will add a extra mat in between. And I am going to use the back side of this as that extra mat, that red. And that just makes my photo pop just a bit more. Now, I forgot to mention before that before matting my layout on that striped paper, I did remove just a tiny bit all around, leaving just a very thin white border before adding it to the striped paper. So next up, I am going to go ahead and ink the edges of my pattern paper using a Spectrum No marker. I did not have a pink ink pad handy that I wanted to use, so I went ahead and used the marker instead, and I inked the top part of it with a darker part of this marker, and I used the lighter part of the lighter marker, the lighter shade of pink actually, to ink the striped paper. Now in Mario's design, she did ink her edges using a blue, which of course coordinates with the color she used on her layout. So on her layout, she has some very cute bows, and I decided instead of the bows to go ahead and add some thread instead. So I'm adding some gold thread on the top part of my layout there, and I'm also going to add some to the bottom of my photo on the left. Now this is where my design differs from Moira's. The basic design is there, the basic layout is there of all of the main elements on the page, but I went ahead and changed up my embellishment clusters, my title, and so on, because my photo is a bit wider, so I had to adjust everything else to go well with my photo. So here I'm adding in my title to the right side of the page, and it says, "Oh, what fun," and I'm using some glittery foam alphas. And I'm pulling in some of these floral pieces from the Cedar and Pine scrapbook kit from Close to My Heart. And I do stick mostly to the pinks, and I add the green florals in as well. Once I have them all laid out how I love them, I went ahead and adhere them using some liquid adhesive. Now, I do have some other crafty friends joining me today, as they have for the past 4 days of the 12 Days of Christmas series. And I hope you guys would go over to their channels, check them out, subscribe to the channels, and give them thumbs up. Share the love with them, because they have been doing some really, really awesome layouts for the past few days for this series. Now, I do have the next person in the hop listed in my description box, so be sure to follow along until you get back to my channel. So there you can see I added in just 3 elements from the coordinating pack for the Cedar and Pine collection. And here I'm adding in some sequins, and you can find these sequins on the Close to My Heart website as well, and they are rose gold sequins, and in there you get different shades of that rose gold, and I went ahead and adhered them using some liquid adhesive. I also added in some diamond colored stickles to my florals, and that gives it just a little bit of glitter and a little bit of shine to this layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed the process today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Check out my description box. I have all of the items I used today down below, as well as the next person on this hop. And be sure to come back and see day 6 tomorrow. So I want to thank you all for watching today. Until my next video. Bye.